Today is the final distillation day here at Blinking Owl. We've taken our mash, we've stripped it, and now we're distilling it one more time. This morning we put in the first cut, and we added a little water in there so that we could, it would help the process of the still heating up and holding some heat and helping the separation.
When we load the still in the morning from the initial stripping run, we're putting it in at about 30% ABV, alcohol by volume, roughly, give or take. But we actually collected it at slightly higher than that. So we wanted to add a little bit of water so we have a consistent start for all of our spirit runs. So the first stuff to come off the still will be at a higher percentage than that. Well, about double that. We're going to be in the 85% to 88% range for the first stuff coming off the still, not talking about the heads cut. We get rid of the heads cut. But the hard stuff will be coming off at about 85%, roughly double what we put in to start with. Now, during the course of the run, that percentage coming off the still will slowly decrease, will slowly go down. By the end of the run, we might be as low as 50 to 40% alcohol by volume. That's because we've already taken most of the alcohol away from what was in the pot, leaving less in the pot. We have to work harder to get that part out.
We've been monitoring the output, the ABV, and the flow to make sure it's perfect. We're fine-tuning the pot still so that it just gives the perfect balance of separating all of the good stuff from all of the bad stuff. When you look into the still, it looks like it's boiling. The thing is, the water is not boiling, but the alcohol is, so it gives it this turbulent look, even though it is not 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just over 173 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature that alcohol boils. The very first, it comes off, it smells like a really ripe banana or nail polish. And that's not desirable. That's got some methanol in there. It's got some other stuff that we really don't want. So we let that run until we start smelling the grain and it starts smelling sweet. And then we'll give it a little taste, and we go off of smell and taste to decide when we make that cut. The whole process of making whiskey is the act of reduction. At the very beginning, we had over 2,200 liters of water and grain and product. And then we reduced that down to about 300 gallons, maybe. And we're reducing that down even to half of that. So we're constantly distilling the product down into what we want it to be. Well, today we've finished our second and final distilling run. So now we've got our finished product. So the next step will be barreling.
He'll come back and we'll go through the barreling process, and we'll put his barrel up in a rack and wait. Start the patience clock.
The waiting is the hardest part.